Hello, welcome to the Best Blend. It's your hosts, Margot and Kirsten. Today, we're going to be doing an episode on banana bread.
Alright, so have you ever heard of chocolate banana bread?
It's like a fun twist on the normal version, and it tastes almost like chocolate cake and bananas. It's so yummy.
Yeah, so I brought the normal banana bread, and Margot is bringing the chocolatified version.
So if you're going to stay with us today, you guys learn how to make these. We're going to try them, and we're going to use our honest review on what they taste like.
Yep, and we're going to be rating them.
So let's start with your recipe, Kirsten.
Alright,
Kirsten.
1 3/4 cup of flour, 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of white sugar, 2 eggs, 2/3 cups of vegetable oil, 3 tablespoons of milk, and lastly 2 mashed up bananas.
Sounds yummy. So Kirsten, can you explain to us why the bananas have to be mashed up?
So it's too hard to mix it if you just have 2 hard bananas, so you have to mash it all up or else there will be the wrong consistency and there will be a bunch of weird chunks of bananas.
That's a good explanation. So Kirsten, let's do the recipe.
Alright, so first you're going to mix together the flour, baking soda, salt, and sugar. And then after it's fully combined, then you're going to mix in the eggs and oil. And then after mixing that again, you're going to add the mashed up bananas and the milk. After that, preheat the oven to 350 degrees and grease your loaf pan with butter. Cook for about 30 minutes, but you can add more time so you put a toothpick in, and if it's still gooey on the inside, then keep cooking it. After cooking, let it sit out for about 2 minutes so it doesn't fall apart.
Are there any other ways to test if the banana bread is ready to eat?
You could use a fork if you don't have toothpicks. It's less wasteful.
Oh, that's nice.
But you don't want to use anything too big or else it'll ruin the banana bread.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for us?
Yeah, I have 2 tips. So first one, I didn't have vegetable oil when I was making it, so I used canola oil. That's a good substitute. And then also, I'd recommend to split the batter between 2 loaf pans instead of just one because it cooks better, or else it'll be really gooey on the inside if you use one. Time for the chocolate banana bread. So Margot, what are the ingredients?
I'll tell you.
What ingredients do you need?
The ingredients you're going to need for this recipe are 3 ripe bananas. It works best when they're ripe, but if they're yellow, that's okay. But personally, just try to make sure there's a lot of brown on it. You're going to need 1 stick of melted butter, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 1 large egg, a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, or as I use in this recipe, some Madagascan vanilla that I had, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of cocoa powder, and 1 cup of chocolate chips.
Alright, let's hear the recipe now.
Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is take a medium-sized bowl and mash up the bananas. I like to use a fork, but if you want to use something else, that also works. The next thing you're going to want to do is whisk in the melted butter, and I mean melted, no chunks. And also mix in the brown sugar, the egg, and the vanilla. And so you may notice that there's some banana chunks, and that's okay. It's supposed to be like that, so don't worry. Next, sift together flour, cocoa powder, and soda, baking soda, and salt together, and then just sift it into your recipe and mix that in. Once it's well combined, add the chocolate chips. And I wouldn't recommend doing this with a whisk. This one I use a spatula to do it. And then once you're done, grease a pan that's about this big, and put it into the oven at 350 degrees for 55 to 65 minutes. And once you're done, let it cool for half an hour to 45 minutes until you're ready to eat it.
Margot, do you have any tips for this recipe?
Some of the tips I said, I kind of already said this, but make sure you give it a lot of time to cool. If you take it out after 10 minutes, it's going to fall apart and be way too gooey. It'll still taste the same, but it's going to be way harder to eat.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's how mine is also.
Time to try them! Alright, now it's time to try them, and we're going to start with the normal banana bread.
Alright, so this is what the loaf looks like, just so you know, and
I like it.
It's really good. I love how sweet it is. You can just really taste the bananas. It's so yummy.
Banana bread is one of my favorite treats.
Same with me. Because it's pretty healthy, but it tastes like a dessert.
This is so good, Kirsten.
Thank you.
I think I'd give this a 9 out of 10. There's not really much I fix about it, except... Actually, you know what? Yeah, still 9 out of 10. Just because it's not quite the sweetness I was looking for, but it's still really delicious.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8 out of 10 just because I like really sweet things, this isn't too sweet, but it's really good.
So yummy.
Yep.
Now it's time to try the chocolate banana bread. I've already cut mine in slices, so I don't have a picture of the loaf right now, but so here you go, Kirsten.
All right.
And then I'll take a tiny bite for myself.
Yep. They were really good.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to rate this a 9 out of 10. I love the chocolatey flavor.
Yep, I'm also rating it 9 out of 10. I love how moist it is, and it tastes almost exactly like
It
chocolate
tastes so
cake.
fresh, like it's from a bakery or something.
This is actually one of my favorite recipes to have.
Yeah, it's really yummy.
All right, which one do you think you'd have to say you like more?
I like the chocolate one more. I just really like chocolate.
I think I like chocolate one more too. While the banana bread is not the banana bread is still so delicious, but I think the chocolate one, it's almost like having chocolate cake, but like healthy. Now, before we go, we have a quick shout out to make. We want to thank the BEF, or the Birmingham Education Foundation, for everything that they do for our classrooms, like funding cameras, microphones, and all the things that we use to make these and our audio podcasts. Thank you again, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye!